What's up, everyone? Back in the car again, driving. So you know what that means? Truck time. From the last video, as you saw, I actually got it running and driving. We're driving for the most part. Took it to the gas station on a little short drive. Filled up probably half a tank of gas. Truck was running awesome. Brakes work, transmission shifts well, power steering works. Yeah, it was great. Towards the end of the drive, I guess it was about like a 10-minute drive, seemed like it started kind of sputtering, bogging a little bit, so got it back to the house and parked it. Haven't looked into what that issue is, but after seeing that the truck runs smooth, drives well, at that point I was trying to decide, should I put some money into the carburetor, buy a new carburetor, or maybe looking at doing like a Holley EFI or some sort of EFI system. And since I got the truck so cheap, and I know, like, I want to just get in, drive it around, like take it to Lowe's. Cynthia wants to drive it around. I want her to just be able to get in, turn the key and go, not like have to fiddle with like warming it up, any kind of carburetor, old car stuff. I figured the best route to go would be to get a Holley Sniper 2. So I ordered one, and along with ordering it, I ordered the drop-in fuel sender and fuel pump for the truck. So it should be pretty much a plug and play situation. Real easy. I'm gonna run it returnless, so I'm gonna cap off one of the things, but I'll explain more about that later. Just trying to make it as simple as possible, low maintenance, and really reliable. I don't have any plans to like modify the motor or anything right now. Just literally gonna be a A to B peep-haul truck, and maybe clean up the interior a bit, but put a radio in it. If it runs good for a while, maybe even invest in like a vintage AC or something cool. But that's future stuff. Right now, I'm gonna get to the house. I opened the boxes, but I haven't taken the things out yet. So we'll open the Sniper boxes, see what all it comes with, what all I have in there. I got pretty much like the basic kit. So we'll take a look at that, and then I'll start planning the course of action on installing everything. Probably drop the tank and stuff. So yeah, I'll meet y'all back at the house. All right, made it here to the house. I actually took the truck for a drive over to Napa to get some ATF because it was still a little low. And the truck actually drove very well, started right up. Has a little hesitation here and there, but overall, like, runs super good. Drove it over there, got some ATF, puts it in. Shifts great. Drove it back. Now I'm letting it cool off, but I think I'm gonna start taking the fuel tank out. But first, we're gonna open this up and see what all I got. I just opened this to make sure I got the right stuff. But yeah, so I'll take this out of the box first, show y'all what I got, and then we'll move on to the main one. So this is everything in this box. I ordered the drop-in fuel sender and electronic fuel pump that'll go right into the C10 gas tank. So as you can see, it should go, actually I can test it on that old tank right there, see if it fits. But the little sock here, that's like a special one that'll actually keep fuel in it to prevent like hard starts. So that's nice. And then harness off the pump to wire in, and a little cap with the rubber O-ring. This is a nice little deal. Apparently this purple wire right here off this, just wire that to the factory fuel gauge wiring, and it should read. Because my factory fuel gauge works, I don't know how accurate it is. This should be accurate, brand new. So yeah, instructions, kind of generic instructions, but it should be, I mean, fairly simple. See, that'll be the feed right here, and then this, since I'm running it returnless, I don't know if I need to use this or if it'll go to a vent or something, not sure. I'll figure that out. or if I just leave it open, I don't know. But let's see. Yeah, I think that's it. I'm gonna test fit it in that tank real quick just to make sure it fits. Cool. Looks like it fits perfect. These line up in the slots there, so you just put the O-ring down first and that locking ring on there and tighten it. But this is the old tank, so I gotta drop the one we're actually using right now on that side. I don't know if this orientation is gonna be right. I don't know if this is made or if it's the same for both side tanks, if the tanks are the same. I think so. I don't know, but I'll figure that out when I drop the tank. But yeah, so now I'll open the other box. In box open, we have, let's see, not that yet. Have instructions, gasket, wiring harness. Looks like the fuel pump relays right there. Everything to go up to the unit itself. And here we have, let's see, oh, opened it upside down. This is our 3.5-inch LED screen. This would be for, not sure. Later, bud. I think this is O2, not sure. Nope, sorry. This is my O2 sensor. Wideband. Temp sensor. Coolant temp. And this is the little plate and clamps to put the O2 into the exhaust. I had to drill a hole for that. Actually, forgot my drill bit now that I think about it. So this is the pretty box. This should be, yep, our Sniper 2. And I opted for the shiny one because why not? So yeah, that's pretty. Harness there. This long boy. That looks like O2. That's for the O2 sensor. So go to that main harness. This one, not sure yet. I'm sure it says in instructions. But yeah, that's pretty. So that's everything I got. I don't think I missed anything. No. Okay, that's everything I got. I also ordered these right here. So let's open these real quick. I ordered some 90-degree 6AN fittings for here. Since I'm gonna run it returnless, I ordered a cap, an AN cap for back here. That hasn't come in yet. It's supposed to be here today, but I don't know. USPS, you know how it goes. But since on my factory carb, the fuel line comes from the front, comes up here to this. I want to do that same routing, so I ordered a 90-degree AN. So something like that. Once I tighten it, have fuel line come out real nice and clean, and then hopefully the factory air cleaner will still fit on there. That would be kind of cool. But if not, I'll get like a nice air cleaner. But yeah, that doesn't matter yet. So this is all of this. I think I'm gonna start with trying to drop the factory fuel tank. And yeah, factory fuel tank, drop that down and get the fuel pump in there. So I will start looking at that. All right, starting with taking these Phillips out. All right, here underneath the truck, looking at it, it looks like it's gonna be, let's see, where am I at? Oh, these bolts right here. So it looks like that one's already missing a nut that was on it, but maybe that one. Let's see, that one, and, or maybe it's this one, and this one right here, I think. I don't know. I'm gonna just start taking bolts out till the gas tank becomes loose. I'm pretty sure it's those, and then same thing on this side behind these lines. So yeah, it's gonna be fun. Hopefully they come out with no issues. But I mean, underneath the truck, the frame looks good. No holes in the frame. Floor, I mean, it's not the worst looking down there, but yeah, there's a little bit of rust there on the rocker. But yeah, so I'm gonna start loosening these bolts and see what comes loose. Okay, voice cracked. All right, just like that, one gas tank. I might have goofed a little while I was under there, and I forgot we put like 20 bucks of gas in this thing, so it was a little heavier than I anticipated, and I had to call Cynthia to come help me because the gas tank was on my chest and I couldn't move. But it's okay, we got it out. So now I'm gonna clean all this off to avoid getting any of this dirt in there. I just clipped off the wire for the fuel gauge, and this was a ground, so I'm gonna rewire that anyways for the new sender. So I'm gonna clean all this off, try to get this sending unit out of here, and then take a look inside the tank, make sure it's not super nasty. If it is, I'm gonna drain it and try to clean it out before I put it back in. Regardless, I'm gonna clean this whole thing out and put it back in. Okay, so I'm gonna try to clean this off and get this out. All right, I got the fuel sending unit out, the factory one. It's actually really clean. Tank inside, I don't think I can hit flash while we're going. Let me see. No, I can't. 1 second. Okay, there we go. Now we can see the tank. Very clean. There's a little bit of dirt down there in the bottom, to be expected, but zero rust. I mean, I guess a little bit surface, but there's nothing like, it's not rotten in there, so I think I'm gonna just leave it. You getting there? Yeah, I think I'm gonna just leave it. So I'm gonna fit up the new fuel sending unit now. Okay, so getting this prepped, I think all we have to do to put it in, or to have it ready to put in, is just put the sock on the pump, and then as we're putting it in, the instructions say to remove the fuel sending unit, slide this in, and then put this in separate and reattach it before dropping it in. I guess because it won't fit all at once. So I'm going to attach the sock. Should go. Figured how to put all that on, and then I'm gonna drop it in. Okay. Squeeze this guy in here. This was easy. This just popped right on. It's got a little like line up dowel, so you really can't put it on wrong. That, and then I'll let it chill right there. If I drop one of these screws in here, I'm gonna be so mad. Do it out here. Okay. It's literally just taking those out, and then fuel sender, I just put it in like that, and then just reattach. That should probably be a pain to do one-handed. Let me get the first one on started. I have a feeling I'm gonna drop one of these screws in here. Oh my God, really? Get out of there. Okay, that one. Ground is gonna come up. Started, and now they'll go onto here. Really should have brought my drill, would have been a lot faster. It says it has to be tightened to like call with my people. It says it has to be tightened to like 23 foot-pounds or something like that. I'm just gonna do it good and tight. Good enough. So that on, this should slide right in there, and then this should line up, which it does perfectly, and they're orientated the right way too, so yay. So I just need to get, actually I forgot the gasket. Hold on 1 second. All right, O-ring, locking ring. O-ring just gonna slide all the way over that, and then we're gonna stretch it over the bulkhead. It's gonna sit right there. Then locking ring, same thing. Slide over the harness. Whoops, upside down. And O-rings in place ish. Place the unit down in its slots. Locking ring got all messed up now. There we go. Okay. And then to make it a thick O-ring, I'm gonna have to, let's see, line up this locking ring. I think right there, and I'm just gonna have to push it. Okay, let's see. They give me a thick ass O-ring, so it's being a pain in the butt to push down. Dang it. That looks right. Okay. You should be able to, let's see. I have a hammer. Okay, let's take it starting. So don't mind that I hit the truck. Going around. Not using the right tool. Almost. Okay, I think we're just about in. Okay, that is in and secure, I think. Seems like it. Yeah, that ain't going nowhere. Okay, so next thing is to do wiring stuff and check my hoses, because I'm pretty sure they're original fuel line, so I'm probably gonna have to get fuel line, which sucks. But I'm gonna check the fuel line, find my wiring, probably wire in my fuel gauge. Off this, it'll be the purple wire. And then one of these will be a chassis ground, which probably need to get a wire well so I can make a spot on the chassis. That's clean. And then this will be my powered ignition for the fuel pump. So I'm gonna start checking with the fuel lines and see if they need to be replaced. Okay, so I have a game plan. This is like the factory fuel tank crossover thing, since it has dual tanks. I'm just gonna bypass this whole thing since the other tank isn't even in it, and just run a brand new fuel line from the new sending unit. Not use this crusty one, and just connect to the hard line on the back side over here, and just use the factory hard line all the way, and just have a new hose that goes right on the other side of this. The clamp's like right here, right over there. So I'm just gonna disconnect from there, either leave this here or get rid of all of it, don't know yet, doesn't matter. But I'm gonna run a new line from the tank to over there, and then I'm not sure what the secondary line is. This one, it goes to a hard line and then goes down that way, but I don't know. I guess I better figure out where it goes, because it goes back to the tank. But that line doesn't look as bad. But yeah, so don't know if I have enough fuel line. I might have to go get some more. So probably be a multiple day, multiple weekend project. But I want to at least get everything almost close to go. So and then this is also, I already have a chassis ground right there. I don't know how good it is right here, so I might just do a new chassis ground as well. But this is the fuel sending wire, so that'll go to the purple wire on the harness. This dude decided to start mowing his grass right now, of course. But yeah, so that is the game plan. And then once I at least have the fuel lines connected, I can run the harness over here, find a place to ground somewhere on the frame. Need to get a cheek poker to clean a clean spot to ground, and then probably do a self tapper, and then run the fuel, put a new fuel line, figure out where this one goes, and then I can start on the fun part under the engine bay. So yeah, I'm gonna see if I have enough fuel line, and then try to run it and do all that stuff. Okay, so I didn't know that this truck had a return style fuel system. There's a hose off the fuel pump that is a return fuel line. I guess returns excess fuel. I guess these trucks have it. I know a lot of carbureted old vehicles didn't have a return line, so that changes my plan a little bit, because I was gonna run this thing returnless with the Holley Sniper and cap off one of the AN bungs. But now that I see that it's got a factory return line, I think I am going to run it a return style, which will be easy because the hard lines are down there. I'm just gonna run new fuel line and just run it a return style, because I wasn't sure. This is what had me thinking, is because on the factory fuel sender it had 2 outlets. This one has 2 outlets. One is smaller than the other. But I was curious what the other line was going to, and yeah, it's return. So might as well run it return style. This regulator, or the sending unit, is self-regulated to 58 psi according to Holley. So I will not need an external fuel pressure regulator. This should be internally regulated, which is nice. Yeah. So now I need to get some more fuel line for this guy. It's like a size smaller than the feed. I don't think it should be an issue. I think this is a 3/8 and this is a 5/16, maybe. I don't know. But so I'm gonna go get some fuel line. Probably gonna call it for today. It's getting kind of dark outside and it was thundering and stuff. So I'll probably go get some fuel line tomorrow, come back, and at least get to a good stopping point for the weekend with having the tank back up in there, and maybe hopefully wired up. I need to buy like a wire wheel too, or find my grinder somewhere. So I'm gonna do that. So that's the plan. So changing it to return style, I guess the way it's actually probably meant to be. Yeah, I'll check back in probably tomorrow. Day 2. I'm not gonna do a lot today, as we've been out all day running errands and got lunch and stuff. But I want to at least try before the weekend is over to get the gas tank back in. So to do that, I got some fuel line first because we're gonna lift it back up in there, and I won't be able to get to the top hat to get the lines or the fuel hose on. So went to O'Reilly's, got a bunch of new fuel line. It's all the old crusty stuff I took off. They had already bypassed the dual fuel tank crossover thing, so it was already just the right side tank anyways. So I just removed all the old stuff they used to bypass it. It was like all these old, whatever the old guy did. But I'm doing it right way, and I'm doing it with all high pressure line now. So I'm gonna connect the line onto the tank and just kind of feed it through and then cut off what I don't need. It's gonna be really hard to lift that thing up. I'm gonna try to jack it up on one side and use my muscles to lift up the other side. But right now, put the line on, clamp it, try to run it through, and then lift that thing up and just try to line it up so I can get bolted. So yeah, I'm gonna start on that. Morning, everyone. It is the next day. Ended up yesterday evening, getting the gas tank up in there. That was a huge pain in the butt since it's a big 20-gallon tank. Needed help from the girlfriend, but got it in there, got the fuel lines hooked up. So thank you, bless you, thank you. So yeah, got that all taken care of. So I don't think I'm gonna start installing the Sniper today because I only have like a couple hours to go back to work tomorrow. So I think right now I'm gonna just pressure wash the engine. It's very gunky, you see. So I sprayed it down with some degreaser, letting it sit, and then I'm gonna power wash it and try to get all this gunk off so the Sniper gets at least installed on a nice semi-clean engine. I'm actually gonna pressure wash the whole engine bay because it's pretty dusty. So yeah, I'm gonna do that right now and clean it up and see how it looks. And there we go. Valve covers are actually orange. And the intake manifold. All right, that's all degreased. I'll let that dry for, I don't know, till I come back. And then next time I'm here, I will start removing the carburetor and getting the Sniper fitted on and figuring out vacuum lines and all that stuff. So yeah, until probably next weekend. See ya. I got impatient and took the carb off, and I'm kind of glad I did, because I know I need to order now some sort of conversion spacer to, I don't know what the bore is called for this, but something to convert that to that, because it covers these back two holes. So I'm gonna do more research to figure out exactly what that's called, because again, I know nothing about carburetors. I think it's spread bore, but I'm gonna probably order a spacer for that, and then or so I can stick the Sniper on. So that's where I'm at. Okay, I went ahead and took off the factory fuel pump right there. That was fun because it had a big old long hard line to it. So I'm gonna, since we're not gonna need it anymore, I bought a nice little block off plate for it, come in the gasket. So I'm gonna stick that on there. Okay, one fuel pump block off complete. It's officially the shiniest thing on the motor, and it looks way gunky in the flash, so I'm gonna turn that off. So I think I'm pretty much at a stopping point today. Since I don't have the little adapter to put the Sniper onto the intake manifold, I'm gonna order that. I'm not sure if I'm gonna need some sort of bracket for the Sniper. I'm gonna have to order one of those too, just in case. Other than that, maybe I could stick this water temp sensor in right here since it's open. But other than that, I might have to call it for today, pending ordering parts. So I will pick it up whenever I get that thing in. Hello everyone. It is the next weekend and got some parts in. Stuff to hopefully get that mounted on that to replace that. And I'm gonna drink that. So first, let's see. Got the adapter thingamabob. Not the nicest one, but it was cheap. So yeah, gonna mount that on, and then after that, the Holley should just go right on. So I'm gonna put this on real quick and see how that looks. All right, adapter plate is on, worked, and Sniper is mounted up. It's not tightened yet, because I think next I'm gonna see if this thing works for the linkage. I'm not sure if it's the right one. It's the only one I saw. So I think it's gonna go right back there, and hopefully that is the right length and everything. I think it should work. So I'm gonna try to mount this up, connect the linkage. For the linkage, I got this little, For the linkage, I got this little guy. Since it slips on, is held with a cotter pin. So I'm gonna put that on, and that should work, I think. Return springs. And then once that's on, then I will move on to temp sensor. But first, see if I can get the linkage on and working right. Okay, that wasn't as straightforward as I would have hoped. For my little dealio right here to put the linkage on, that little stud was a little wider, so I had to drill out my linkage hole, but that went in. It took longer to find the right drill bit than it did to drill it out. And then this bracket back here, the one I ordered, works, but it didn't really fit perfectly. I had to kind of like bend out that little ear right there. If you can see right there, I had to bend that out a little bit to get it to sit straight. But it is the right length and stuff, and it does work. So we do have linkage, new return springs too. Everything's tightened down. But the front vacuum line on, because I believe that's a vacuum advance. So got that on. I need a longer hose for the brake booster vacuum to the back. No big deal. So now I'm gonna change out this water temp sensor. And I ordered an adapter because I think this is a 1/2 inch and I needed a 3/8. So put that on right now. Okay, adapter on. That's as far down as it would go. And temp sensor on. I spilled coolant literally everywhere, which is super cool. Very, very cool. I have to clean all that up again. And now it's probably, I'll probably start running the harness and see where I'm gonna put everything. I'm trying to save going down below for the fuel filter, O2 sensor, and the fuel pump wiring. I'm gonna probably save that for last because I really don't want to go down there and get dirty again. Maybe tomorrow. I'm just gonna try to run all my wires right now and see where everything's gonna go. So let me get the harness and kind of lay everything out. Okay, I've laid out the harness somewhat and my fuel lines. So I got these 90-degree fittings here and here. So that kind of goes back to the stock fuel line location, goes down to lines. Those look really nice and tidy. Just got to put clamps and tighten them. I'll do that tomorrow. Harness over here, this is kind of long. Not sure really what to do with it. I guess lay it over on this side and just try to tuck it away. This yellow is going to go to the distributor right there for my tax signal. That's easy. Hopefully that's enough wiring or enough length. This, not used. This, not used. This, not used. I need to find a way to just bunch that away and tuck it somewhere. Fuel pump relay. Another thingy. These, I'm just gonna maybe mount to the tub here or something. This blue wire is gonna go all the way down to my fuel pump, so that'll be nice. Real easy to set that up. I just have to run it probably along the frame rail. This is just a battery, power and ground. Self-explanatory right here. keep forgetting to move the camera over. So I'm just gonna go straight to battery and ground right there. And this pink wire, white one's not gonna be used. Pink is gonna be for switched ignition. So this one, I don't think I'm gonna have enough wire. So I'm gonna have to extend this one, and I think I'm gonna go to the cab. There is a slot in the fuse box for switched ignition power. That's like empty slots, I don't know, but these old Chevys had them. So I'm just gonna go straight to that because that's the simplest and I don't have to splice anything. Just put a little connector on there and it'll go right into the fuse box. Oh, and then right here is the O2 sensor that'll go down there whenever I decide to drill a hole in the exhaust. Should have enough room down there. And then other than that, that should be everything. Throttle's hooked up. Oh, I needed a hose right there. That one's not connected. I need a longer hose for the brake booster. Probably already mentioned that. But yeah, not very much left, to be honest. Now it's just like simple wiring stuff. Whoa, look at that bug. What is that? Where'd it go? Oh, there it is. What is that thing? Oh no, it was big though. Don't like that. Anyways, yeah. Wiring, cable management-ish. I mean, it's not gonna be a show truck or anything, but I at least want it to be clean. Yeah. I just really don't want to get underneath the truck, so I'm gonna try to do as much as I can up here. Probably start wiring shit and put some clamps on that and tighten those AN lines. So, I don't know. I might just save it for tomorrow. But yeah, that's the progress so far today. Pretty happy with that, so thumbs up. All right, next day. I'm gonna start on installing my O2 sensor, that thing, and wiring up the fuel pump and fuel level sender, and I think I need to run a ground all the way to the battery according to the instructions. So I probably need to go buy some wire here in a little bit from O'Reilly's, but until then I'm gonna try to wire up the O2, get that mounted in there, and try and think what else underneath. I think that's it. I probably need to go buy zip ties too to zip tie up the wiring against the frame rail. Oh, I need a ground to the chassis as well, so I need to clean the spot and ground the fuel pump. But yeah, so I'm gonna get underneath, start drilling, and try to mount this O2 sensor. Okay, under the car, hard to get an angle, but there's my hole for the O2. So I'm gonna put on the little bracket thingy, the cool little thing that comes with the Sniper, so I don't have to weld it on because I don't know how to weld, and I also don't have a welder. So I'm gonna install the little bracket thing and then zip the O2 in there. Okie dokie, and just like that, installed. It's wasn't too bad at all. Only thing that's making it bad is me being underneath this dirty ass truck and shit falling in my eyes. But the install very simple, nice and tight. Everything tightened up. You just gotta do some zip tie cable management over here. But other than that, that's all good. So I think I need to run to O'Reilly's, get some more wiring to wire my ground, some zip ties to cable manage that stuff down there, and run one wire to the ignition switch, battery ignition, and I think I might be ready to power up. So I'm gonna go run to O'Reilly's real quick. All right, came back from O'Reilly's, got a couple of things. I still need to get, they gave me the wrong vacuum line for the brake booster, of course. So I'm gonna have to go tomorrow and get it, whatever. But everything underneath, all wired up, zip tied up, out of the way, fuel filter on. Everything up here, pretty much done, minus this one wire that's gonna go into the cab, which I'm gonna run right now for switched ignition. So I'm gonna run this into the cab and then hook everything up, or hook up the positive, and see if this thing powers up. So let me run this one into there, hook it up, and then we'll put some power on it. Okay, got everything connected. Oh shit. Probably need the keys. But I got everything connected. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn the ignition and see if we get power. Actually, I don't have the keys on me. 1 second. Okay, take 2. Got the key now. So, gonna see if this thing powers up and if I wired everything up right. Shouldn't have been that hard. It was only like 4 wires. All right, woo! All right, good start. So, let's see what we're gonna do. Put this down somewhere. Right there. Run wizard. Okay, let's do that. Oh my, this is gonna be so difficult to do while holding the camera. Bear with me. Okay, here we go. Run wizard. Okay. Wizards. Sniper wizard. I didn't read any of the instructions, by the way. I probably should. Sniper 2. Next. 8 cylinders, of course. Displacement. 454. Next. Let's set idle for 850 for now. Next. Stock cam. No power adder. It's on the coil. I don't know what that means. Okay, I think we're uploading. Cycle the ignition to complete configuration. Okay. Heard some stuff up there, I think. I don't know if that's it or not. Should I try to start it? I don't know. Maybe I should read the instructions. 1 second. Okay, so after that last screen in the ignition cycle, I should be good to start, so I'm gonna give it a try. Nothing yet. Oh, there we go. It's taking a second. Almost. Damn, it almost wants to run. Let me make sure I don't have any fuel leaks. Okay, I went to the gas station and put like 3 gallons in it. I'm hoping, because I forgot I completely emptied out the gas tank, that it was just pretty low on gas, so I'm gonna try to start it again. This works right. Yeah, my little gauge thing there. So check for coolings. No gas leaks. Look underneath. No leaks. Good. It started right up. Okay, it's running. So I think it's learning right now. Just stuff burning off that clean the engine with the degreaser. I hope. But it's still cooling all over the engine too, so it's probably burning off.
Are you sure?
Yeah, not smoke. burning right now. I have a lot of smoke. Why the wiring so hot?
Get out of there. That looks so scary.
Yeah, look.
Where's the fire extinguisher?
Let that run for a second. Alright. We'll let it run for a couple minutes. Keep an eye on it. Hopefully the smoke clears up. And then I'll check in from there. Alright, I had to do a little adjusting on the idle. It was idling high, so I had to adjust the primary screw, but now it's idling great. I set it for 850. It's kind of 800 to 850. It's hanging out around there. See, it's up to 180. Battery's charging. Everything's reading. And it's running smooth. Running very smooth. Man, it's running great. So probably give it a second here and then go try to take it for a drive. But so far so good. Don't see any fuel leaks. No nothing. So awesome. All right, didn't see any leaks or anything. Let it run for a little while. So an attempt to take it to the gas station, put some gas in it. Oh my God, that starts instantly. All right. All right, so far, so good. I'll check for leaks again at the gas station. Oh, responsive. All right. First drive on the Sniper 2. Transmission shift, good. Feels very responsive. I feel like if I just give it just a touch too much gas, I'm gonna light the little tires up. Oh, no, maybe not. Man, truck feels good. Speedo's working kind of still. Good. We got a runner, boys. Oh, this thing is running great. Alright. Like I said, short drive. Gas station's right here. I'm gonna find a stall here. There we go. Alright. Oh, don't get much better than that. All right, let me do a walk around and check for leaks. Well, all right, made it back home. No leaks, besides an oil leak, small one, but old engine, don't care. It's been leaking, obviously. It's real crusty underneath. But drove to the gas station, amazing. Got up to about 50, 60 mile an hour. Ran great, smooth. Idle's great. Still burning off some stuff, but yeah, I think just have to tidy up some wiring under the engine bay a little bit more and mount up the little screen, and I think we're pretty much done with the Sniper. Keep an eye on it, make sure no fuel leaks develop or anything, little stuff, but very, very happy with how it's running. Literally started right up. Just had to adjust the idle screw, but other than that, like, amazing. So now, what next for the truck? Interior, exterior. Not gonna paint it. Not gonna do body work, but maybe some other stuff. Who knows? Let me know what y'all want to see. Off camera, I'll probably do an oil change on it. Yeah, I haven't done that since. I know it's got oil in it and it looks decent, but oil change wouldn't hurt. So gonna do that. But yeah, let me know what else y'all want to see with this old truck. But I'm just glad it runs good now. Yeah, maybe transfer the title and get it registered and cruise this thing on the weekends or something. See what it'll do on the highway maybe. I don't know. But let me know what y'all think. Appreciate y'all watching. It's probably a long one because it's over 2 weekends. But if y'all have any questions, let me know. If you want part numbers for anything, let me know. Everything I kind of figured out on my own. I watched a video here and there, but for the most part, I just kind of figured it out on my own. So yeah, definitely recommend Holley Sniper 2 EFI. Just a little going to town truck. So that'll be it. Appreciate y'all. See y'all later. Peace.